What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and there were some people out there that did not want Ghostbusters Afterlife to be a success, specifically because of how it ignores Ghostbusters 2016, how it completely ignores that pile of absolute garbage that split the audience and the critics. And once again, we have a split between the critics and the audience for Ghostbusters Afterlife, but this time it's in the opposite direction. When you look at top critics, for some reason, the top critics really did not want to like Ghostbusters Afterlife. They gave it a lot of bad feedback, specifically because it did too much to honor the past, according to them. That's one of the reasons audiences received it so well. And we saw that opening weekend, where it damn near tied Ghostbusters 2016 as far as opening weekend box office domestically, despite the fact that Ghostbusters Afterlife only cost about half as much, about $75 million for Ghostbusters Afterlife versus nearly $150 million budget for Ghostbusters 2016. And in the second weekend, a lot of people were wondering, would it hold? Would the good word that it have continue on? What is it going to do in the box office? And in a shocking turn of events, who could have seen this coming? It turns out that when you give your audience what they want, when you give your audience what they're asking for, instead of trying to slam something down their throats, and if they don't like it, just call them bigots, it tends to work out a little bit better for you. Here's from Deadline. Encanto and Ghostbusters Afterlife split families. House of Gucci best opening for drama in 2 years. Thanksgiving box office Sunday update. Two family movies, Disney's animated Encanto, which banked 52% of its $40 million from Latino and Hispanic audiences, and Sony's Ghostbusters Afterlife, which delivered $35.3 million in its second weekend over Wednesday through Sunday, were the top destinations for family. And what that means for Ghostbusters Afterlife, when we look at the numbers for the actual box office, not counting Thanksgiving, which was a big day for Ghostbusters Afterlife, $24.5 million, just barely knocked out of the top spot, even by new release Disney movie Encanto, and only a 44% drop from week to week. That is pretty impressive. Of course, it is a holiday weekend. You got to factor that in a little bit, but already now, Ghostbusters Afterlife is tracking better than Ghostbusters 2016. We can go here and we can look at the weekend box offices. 46 to 21, negative 54%, a 54% drop off for Ghostbusters 2016. Total gross was 86 million domestically after that. What do we have now for Ghostbusters Afterlife? Already outpacing this movie, despite the fact that it was only half the budget of Ghostbusters 2016 and doesn't need to make nearly as much money to break even. It looks like Ghostbusters Afterlife is well on its way. And this is what people have been saying. You know, even though I was not a massive fan of Ghostbusters Afterlife, I thought it was a very mediocre movie that had an ending that made everybody feel really good. Even with that being said, there was a lot of people who loved what they did to honor the past, with the nostalgia, with all of those things that people had been asking for, things they definitively did not get in Ghostbusters 2016. And this just further goes to show that you can put less money into something, but as long as you're staying true to what a lot of fans of that franchise want, they will come and support it. And that's all people want. They want you to be respectful. They're not asking for masterpieces every time. They're asking for people to be respectful of these franchises. And I do think, even though I really disagree with a lot of the ways that they tried to go for Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I don't know if we're going to look back at it with rose-colored glasses necessarily, I do think that even the places they misstepped, I think were done with the right things in mind. I think they were done trying to honor the legacy of these characters, and that is the biggest deal. That's something we haven't seen from Star Trek, something we haven't seen from Star Wars, from so many other of these franchises that decide to abandon their audience. And Ghostbusters Afterlife was a very good course correction from what we got with the trash Ghostbusters 2016. Even if the top critics don't necessarily agree, you can see how the audience feels right here. Interested to hear your thoughts about this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my PO box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.